Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a book haul for January 2020. So originally my idea was to do a complete media haul, not just books, but all the media I picked up for the month. Because of the holidays though, I ended up picking up a ton of stuff because of gift cards I get received for Christmas. And so because of that, I'm actually going to split these up into two videos. I might do this every month. I might just do it this month. Let me know down in the comments below what you prefer. Would you rather just one complete media haul video, or do you like the fact that I'm breaking it up this month and you want a book haul and then a other media haul? I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but yeah, so let me know down in the comments below what you prefer. But because this month, like I said, there is so many, I have over 40 books alone, and because of that, I am going to do these in two separate videos. I am using a new microphone setup, and so hopefully the audio quality is going to be better on this video than it was in the past. Let me know down in the comments below if you notice a difference, or if it's better, maybe it's worse, I don't know, but let me know down in the comments below if you like it or not. Alright, so without further ado, this is a big one, so let's dive right in. I do want to point out right from the get-go here, this is not going to be a normal-sized book haul for me. I don't typically buy this much stuff, but I had gift cards, as I mentioned, and I got so many of these secondhand, so I paid literally $1 or less. Some of these were, 50 cents or less. Also, with all these, I only bought 5 of these brand new, and 3 of them were from the dollar store. So they were $1, so the fact that they're new really means nothing. Because I only have 5 that are new though, let me start with those. So first up is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while. I have read one of his other novels. I really enjoyed it, Head Full of Ghosts. This one is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I would love to do the audiobook on this one like I did with the Head Full of Ghosts, but I hear that the audiobook is just horrendous for this. I hear the female voices or the male voices sound like Barney. I don't remember which. I think it's a female narrator and the male voices sound poorly. But so I ended up picking it up. I got it for cheap. I didn't pay $7.99 for it. I got it from a discount bulk store. I've heard a ton of good things about this one, so I really wanted to check it out. So it's The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Let me know if you've read this one, how you liked it. I've heard, like I said, a lot of positive, and so I'm hoping that this is one I'm going to enjoy. So that's the one. The second book I picked up is Resident Evil City of the Dead. I got this one from Amazon, and I'm really excited about this one because it actually completes my Resident Evil novel collection. This is book number 3, and if you see on the top, it actually says you probably can't read that, but the chilling novelization of Resident Evil 2. So I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if I'm going to read it before I play the game, but either way, I now have the full series, books 0 through 5, I believe it is. And so there's 6 book series. So this was the only one I couldn't find it used anywhere. And so I ended up picking it up new. What's really weird though, I've never seen this before, is so the copyright information, it says that it was published in 1999, copyright 1999, but it was clearly a book that was printed on demand. If you can see, it says the location, and then it gives the date I bought it, January 5th, 2020. That was the day I ordered it off of Amazon. So it must be a company that publishes books once they're purchased, which I don't know if that's normal or not, but it's not something I've noticed before or ever seen. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yep, so finishing my Resident Evil book series. Now, my next step is to get to these in review, which I hope to do sooner rather than later. But Resident Evil City of the Dead by S.D. Perry. Next up, I want to show the 3 that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I love going to the dollar store because even if I don't know the books, it's only $1, so who really cares? And that's the case with this one. This is called The Last One by Alexandra Oliva. I guess that's how you say that. And this one sounds really cool because it's this zoo is taking part in a new reality TV show. Oh, I'm sorry. The character's name is Zoo. That's weird. Anyway, she takes place in the show. Her and 11 other contestants are sent into the wilderness to face a series of challenges carefully designed to push them to their breaking points, fighting to survive deep in the forest. But while they're cut off from society, disaster strikes outside the world. And so something happens outside of the game. And yeah, so it looks like a maybe apocalyptic, possibly, maybe not, but it's something interesting at least. So this is called The Last One by Alexandra Oliva. So we'll see if I can get around to this one anytime soon. Next up is a book of short stories, which I typically don't buy because I don't really read very often. But again, it was $1, and these were all inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, which I don't know a ton about. But this is called The Madness of Cthulhu, and it's volume 2, edited by S.T. Joshi, if that's how you say that. And so this is just short stories that are all inspired by Lovecraftian work, and so I figured it might be interesting, so I picked it up for $1. This next one I'm actually really excited about because it is a lost novel from Sam Fuller, who is a director, and this is called Brainquake, and it's from one of my favorites, my new favorites, the Hard Case Crime series. And so this is the Quarry books that I showed probably in one of my videos earlier this month, is released by this same line, and I already have 3 of the Quarry books in the same style. And I mean, look at that cover. It's gorgeous, it's provocative, it just looks really cool. So this one, I'm excited to see what it's all about. It's a bit longer than the Quarry novels, but hopefully I enjoy it. So Sam Fuller's Brainquake from the Hard Case Crime line. All the rest of the books I'm going to show in this book haul were all purchased secondhand. Some of them from Salvation Army, some of them from like used bookstores, whatever the case may be. I'm probably not going to talk about where I got each of them, but I will talk about this first little stack I'm going to show you because these ones I actually got free. So Second and Charles it's an affiliate of Books A Million, if you know what that bookstore is, and it's kind of where they put all their used media. So they have movies, games, books, everything used media related. And they also have a bin outside. So if you take things there and they decide that they're not going to buy them back because obviously they buy used media, and if they decide that it's not worth it to them to take it off your hands, they say then, you can either, you take it back, you can do what you want with it, but they always suggest dropping it in the free bin that they have outside their store. And so that's where all of these are coming from. When I do my media haul, I have a whole stack of movies that I got from the free bin, but there's nothing better than picking up books that look interesting when they're free. And so these are the ones I'm going to showcase right now I got for free. First up is a book called Jaguar by Bill Ransom. And so this, I'll read the synopsis and why I grabbed it. 1, it was free, but 2, in waking life, he is a Vietnam vet with a mysterious sleep disorder, confined to a VA hospital bed. When he sleeps, he roams the plains of another world, invading the minds of the people as they dream and forcing them to do his will. They call him Jaguar. So it sounds interesting. It was free. Why not? Jaguar, Bill Ransom. If you know anything about this, please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. The second book I grabbed for free is actually one that I purchased on Audible recently in a sale. It's called what's it called? Skeletons on the Sahara by Dean King. And the reason I picked this one up is because I plan on reading it via audiobook, but I like having the physical copy when I read something via audiobook, and if I can get it for free, I'm going to do it. If I have to pay for it, I don't really need it. But in this situation, because it was free, and I knew the book, and I knew I owned it already on audiobook, I wanted to pick it up. So this one is supposed to be really interesting. It is a survival story, so I am sure I'm going to enjoy it at least a little bit. If not, I can sell it or trade it or donate it, whatever, it doesn't matter because I got it for free. I was really excited to see this one in the free bin because I am currently collecting the whole True Blood series or the Sookie Stackhouse series. This one is hardcover. I own the rest in mass market paperback, but it's free, so beggars can't be choosers. This is Dead Ever After. I think this is the last book in the series, if I remember right. It's been a while since I looked, but yeah, it says right there. The final Sookie Stackhouse novel. And it actually says never before published, so maybe there's some more interesting facts behind this one that I don't know. But either way, it was free, and it helps complete that series that I'm going for, which I have, I think, like 10 of them now, I believe, so I'm getting there. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a long time now, and it's one that I probably should have known about forever, but it's supposed to be a classic. The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. If you're watching, you're probably like, oh my god, how do you not know about that? But better late than never. This is supposed to be just an excellent novel, and so the fact that it was in the free bin, come on. Of course I'm picking this up. I definitely want to check this one out soon. The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. I just realized there's a Borders sticker on the back of this. I was starting to peel it off, but now I don't know if I want to. That's very nostalgic. Very cool. I'm going to leave it on for now. The rest of these were not from the free bin, but again, I paid guaranteed less than $3.50 for each of these, most likely less than $2, and some of these even less than $1. So first one is going to be a sequel to a book I read last year. It is called Son of Rosemary by Ira Levine. I read Rosemary's Baby last year. I thought it was great. Really well done story. I hear the sequel is terrible, but for the, I think this one was like 50 cents because I got it from Salvation Army. So for that price, I'm going to put it in my collection because why not? So Son of Rosemary, Ira Levine. My only graphic novel find of the haul. This is another Salvation Army find for 50 cents. This is Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials. And I believe this is the prelude to the Scorched Trials. I love the Maze Runner series. I think it is so surprisingly good. Each film is like a different movie. The first film, you know, they're trapped and trying to get out. The second film is a like post-apocalyptic dystopian film, and then the third film is kind of like almost like Dread or something along those lines. Where I'm not gonna give any spoilers or anything, but it's just a ton of fun series. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out. I figured this is actually like a collection of short stories from the world of Scorch or of Maze Runner. So you can see here is kind of the listing of the different stories included. There's a handful of them, so hopefully I'll enjoy this. For 50 cents, I figure why not? The art's nothing amazing, but it looks good enough, so. I managed to find a couple more Dean Koontz novels, which, again, I've never read him, but I've just been collecting his stuff for a long time, and so I just keep building it. This is supposed to be one of his better ones, and I was very happy to find this one, actually. It's Whispers by Dean Koontz. And then I also picked up Seize the Night by Dean Koontz. This one I've never heard of previously, but it was a Koontz novel I didn't own, so I grabbed it. Speaking of authors I like collecting for, I did find another Bentley Little novel that I didn't own. This one is called The Vanishing. I have seen this one a lot in the past, but I found it... Where did I find this one? I got this one at a used bookstore. Oh, this was part of a buy two, get one free. And that's a number of these were buy two, get one free. Two different bookstores I go to had a buy two, get one free sale going on for whatever reason recently. This is part of that. But yeah, Bentley Little, I guess I talked about him previously. I really like his work. And so as many books as I can collect from him, I will, especially for a cheap price. So Bentley Little's The Vanishing. Another series I am trying to complete secondhand is The Animorphs. This is number 11. Called The Forgotten, and it's another Salvation Army find for 50 cents. This book is one that Chris, another Cinefessions contributor, had been talking about recently, and I didn't realize it was part of a series, but it is. It's Jack and Jill by James Patterson. This is actually book number 3 in the Alex Cross series, which I happen to own book number 1 and number 2, which is Along Came a Spider, and another one that has a very famous title. I'll put the image... I'll put it up here so you guys can see what it is because I'm forgetting the title right now. But yeah, so Jack and Jill is book 3 in that series. I've not read any of these yet, but he said this is his favorite. And so I'm excited to get to it if I eventually do end up reading the Alex Cross series. This one is kind of funny because I went to a Salvation Army on one night and I found the second book in this series, but I couldn't find the first there. So I was like, you know what? I don't really need this. I'm just going to put it down. I don't need it. Then I went to a Salvation Army the next day in a different city and I found book 1. And I'm like, of course. I find book 1 today, and I find book 2 yesterday. So he's like, I'm going to grab book 1 and then go back and see if I can find book 2. I kind of forgot about it for a week or so, and then eventually went back, and I was able to find book 2 after searching for a good 15 minutes. And I was about to walk out, and I turned back one more time, and there it was sitting on the shelf was book 2. This is actually based on the video game series. I collect weird things. Based on the video game series Splinter Cell, this is book 1, and this is book 2, Operation Barracuda, by, I guess these are both written by Tom Clancy. No, these are not written by Tom Clancy. They're just based on Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. They are written by David Michael. So I now have book 1 and 2 of the Splinter Cell series, which there's a surprising number of books in this series. I don't think I'm going to collect any more than these two, unless, again, I come across them at Salvation Army or Goodwill, something like that, at a thrift store. Then I'll probably pick them up. But book 1 and book 2 of the Splinter Cell series. Some more from an author that I collect from but have not read any from. I have 3 books in the Anne Rules True Crime series. This is the, let's see, we have volume 8, volume 14, and volume 12. So these are, there's usually like a theme to them. This is Last Dance, Last Chance. It looks like it might be medical related, and other true cases. This is But I Trusted You, so probably something in the family. And this is Smoke, Mirrors, and Murder, which I don't know what the theme is there, but whatever. There are typically a handful of true crime stories in each one of these books. And so it's a good way to kind of get, yeah, there's a whole bunch in here. It's a good way to kind of get a general idea of a true crime story in a shorter form. So it's basically short stories, but for the true crime world. So that's why I've been collecting these. I don't know how many total she has. Of course, Anne Rule has passed at this point. And so obviously, you know, there is an end to the series, but I don't know what it is. I own probably 6 of these by now. Another one, if I can find these used, I'm definitely going to pick them up because I love true crime and Anne Rule is supposed to be one of the best. So this is the series that I have no idea why I started collecting, as I've said in the past, but here I am. I now own, which I'm actually very happy about, I now own the first dozen novels in the Murder, She Wrote series. These are, I don't know exactly what books they are. I think I had 1 through 6, so this has to be 7, 8, 9, and 12 or 8, 9, 10, and 12, something like that, because I had 11 already. Murder at the Powderhorn Ranch. This is book 12, I know for sure. Murder on the QE2. The Highland Fling Murders, which I believe is book 8. And then Murder in Moscow, which I believe is book 9. And so that would make Murder on the QE2 book 10. But don't quote me on that. It could be wrong. So again, I don't know why I'm collecting this series, but at this point it's just fun. And I found these all for dirt cheap. I own the first dozen books. And I've probably paid less than $10 for the entire thing, maybe 15 for the entire series. So I actually did some research on this last night because I was curious. I was like, man, how long does this series go? Well, currently it's a 50-book series. And so the idea of collecting all these is just ridiculous. It's not something I actually plan on doing. Then I was thinking, well, what about Donald Bain, who is the author here of it? Obviously, it's credited to Jessica Fletcher, but that's the character in the book. And then Donald Bain is the actual author. So I thought, well, what about Donald Bain? Maybe if I just collect the ones he wrote. Turns out Donald Bain has been writing the Murder, She Wrote series since 1989 until his death in 2017. And the last book was book number 47, which was published after his death. So there's no way I'm going to collect 47 of these books, let alone the 50 plus that are, because it's a continuing series. So either way, I have the first dozen. I eventually need to do a video on these so that there's a purpose to them. But I hope to do that sometime this year, but we'll see. So either way, 4 more books. I now own books 1 through 12 in the Murder, She Wrote series. How many people can say that? Sticking with series, I might as well show this one next. This is another one that I bought entirely secondhand, and they all have the same cover style, which I love. So these are I think they call them like the Dallenganger. It's right there. Dallenganger series. I don't know what the hell that means. Maybe that's a last name or something. I don't know because I haven't read any of these yet. But the Flowers in the Attic book series. So Flowers in the Attic is book 1. That's not here because I've owned that previously. And then we have Petals on the Wind, which is book 2. And then If There Be Thorns, which is book 3. And then Seeds of Yesterday, book 4. And Garden of Shadows, book 5. So I own all 5 of the... I can't say it. Dallenganger series? Dallenganger family series. Yeah, it says family. So yeah, so I own all 5 books in this series now. So hopefully I enjoy these. They're obviously all done by V.C. Andrews. This book series is cool, and I love the cover style. They're just, I mean, they're so cool looking, as I've already showed, but you guys can take another look. So that's the V.C. Andrews book series, the Dallenganger book series. The rest of these books are actually books that are based on films. They are novelization of films. They are a continuation of the film itself, whatever the case may be. That's what this entire next stack of books is all about. I don't know why I've been into this lately, but I have, so let's show you what I picked up from the film book world. These 2 are actually from the Mummy series, but the reason I picked these up is because they were both written by Max Allan Collins, who I really enjoy. He is the author of the Quarry series, and I read his first book. I really liked it. I actually wrote a review on Cinefessions.com, so you can check that out there if you'd like. And then Max Allan Collins himself actually made a comment on the review, which was very nice. And he just seems like a really cool guy. So the reason I picked these ones up is simply because of him being the author, and they are novelizations, so I figured, why not? I'm kind of on a novelization kick lately. Another novelization I grabbed is E.T., the Extraterrestrial in His Adventures on Earth. This is actually a book 1 of a 2-book series. I don't know what the second one's called, but it does say it's based on the screenplay by Melissa Matheson. So it is clearly a novelization. And so I hope to pick these up. I want to do something with novelization soon. So this will probably be in that grouping. So E.T. and His Adventure on Earth. I'll stick with the novelizations. I also grabbed The Dark Knight, and this one is novelized by Dennis O'Neil. I grabbed Batman and Robin, the novelization of that not so great film. And then one of my favorite Batman films, obviously The Dark Knight is probably the best, but one of my favorite just for nostalgic reasons is the original Batman, and that's the novelization by Craig Shaw Gardner, all based on the screenplay. So I went some Batman crazy, which is pretty fun. So I'm hoping that these are going to be entertaining at least, and I'm really excited to get to them when I eventually do. Another novelization, this one is actually a novelization based on the game, and it's Doom. This one was written by John Shirley. So So this movie actually stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I like this film. I know, kill me if you want, I don't care. I enjoyed it. And so I'm really interested to see how the book is, because this is a film that is universally not liked, I'll say. And so I'm interested to see if the book is any better than the film, which again, the film I enjoyed, so hopefully I like the book too. The last two novelizations I picked up are ones that I'm collecting in the Star Wars series. So we have The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. We'll stick with Star Wars for a second. I do have some more in the Star Wars Young Jedi Knights series. I now own books 1 through 9 and then like book 11 and 12 or something. I think it's like a 15 book run. So I'm getting there, and I bought them all secondhand. This is the only one that actually has a little tear in the front, which is a little disappointing, but this is another 50-cent one, so I'm not going to complain. Look at this. Speaking of nostalgic stickers, this is a Kmart sticker. That's awesome. I don't know if Kmart was everywhere or not, but we had one here. We had them here in Michigan, and so that's very nostalgic because, of course, they don't exist anymore either. But so anyway, Star Wars Young Jedi Knights: Return to Ord Mantell, and then Volume 2 of the which trilogy is this? The Jedi Academy trilogy is Dark Apprentice. Yep, another one in my Star Wars collection, which is just growing all the time. And we have reached the end, the last book. This one, I didn't know these existed, but there's actually a significantly lengthy series based on this film. I don't know the exact number. I want to say there's somewhere around a dozen or so. But this is The Blair Witch Files, The Witch's Daughter. So I'm guessing this is more young adult, just given like the size of the text and everything. It looks like Christopher Pike novels or Fear Street novels size. And so I'm guessing that's probably what it is. But either way, this is case file number 1, as it says right here on the back. So I had to pick it up. I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Of course, I enjoy Blair Witch. Blair Witch 2 is probably one of the most underrated films of all time. And I know Chris has always said that, but he is absolutely right. It's a fantastic movie. Tons of fun. And so I figured I'd pick up the book series to go along with it. So The Blair Witch Files, The Witch's Daughter. And this one was written by Cade Merrill. It says it right on the spine there. Whew. That is that. That's a lot of books. I don't know where I'm going to put them all. I do have to do a book on haul. I need to go through and say to myself legitimately, am I going to read this book? And if the answer is no, and more than that, I need to say, am I going to read this book in the next 2 years? And if the answer is no, I need to get rid of it because I just don't have enough room for this stuff. But either way, I say that at the end of every haul video, and I just keep buying more. It's just the way it goes. So whatever. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. If not, thank you anyway. I really appreciate it. What books did you guys pick up this month? Anything cool that you want to talk about? Let me know down in the comments below, or follow me on social media and let me know there. All right, so I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll catch you next time.